Hi, my name is Sharon Murray. Again, I'm a select board member from the town of Bolton, and I'm very glad Karen Horn is here because I'm not as up to speed as I should be on some of the details with regard to this, but Karen was on the study committee. Anyway, very briefly, the pilot project is not building pilots. We're really been concerned about how pilot payment in lieu of taxes for A&R lands, and that affects mostly the more rural communities in Chittenden County, but also some of the shoreland communities. The state a couple years ago was very concerned about the increase in costs in A&R pilot, so they had a study done, which Forest Parks and Rec was involved with, property valuation and review. They came up with 3 options that were considered under the 2015 budget bill. And option A got stuck into the bill without much public discussion. When we realized what was going on, we contacted our reps, in this case Representative Ellis, because Bolton was identified as one of the 3 towns that would be most significantly impacted by the change in the program. So the recommendations deal with both how land is assessed. Currently, land was assessed based on when it was purchased and whether or not it was under current use or not, so they wanted to standardize how land was valued for pilot. They also wanted to standardize the rate that was applied, so they were looking at using municipal rates versus a standard rate. And in the upshot of all this, we ended up losing a significant chunk of money because over 50% of our town is in public ownership right now, and we get no money from the federal government for the firing range. So as a small town, it represented a pretty big hit on our operating budget if this went through. So Representative Ellis got in the budget bill another study to look at towns that would be significantly impacted by the proposal, which is set to roll out unless there's some change in it. So that involved a supplemental study. The study came out. There are at least 5 Chittenden County towns that are identified as significantly impacted, both for the better, that they may actually gain money under revised proposals, or in case of Bolton and a couple of others like Charlotte and Colchester, we wouldn't quite lose as much as we were scheduled to lose. So it's definitely something that we're going to be tracking, and I think a lot of rural communities in the state and hopefully in Chittenden County will take a look at too, because it's not just the impact on our tax base, it's also going to affect the amount of support out there for land conservation, especially through state ownership. And that was the point we were really trying to make, because Bolton has been very supportive of land conservation in our town. We've been targeted by several groups for conserving land, in part because of our terrain and habitat. On the other hand, it would be very hard as a select board member to continue doing that if it means that we're going to lose what little tax base we have left, essentially.